Hey everybody, welcome back for more tips and scripts. If this is your first time, thank you for joining, and I pray that you will be blessed by this video. Subscribe if you feel led so. I pray that you will for more videos like this. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever questioned God? Have you ever heard the saying, we shouldn't question God? Well, I'm going to tell you, there are several examples in the Bible where people did ask God a question, but nobody questioned him. The devil questions, meaning there's doubt there, where he's testing the truth, testing what did God say. He did that to Eve in Genesis. So we're not to test God in the way that we're putting him on trial or we are doubting him or we are accusing him or anything like that. But it's okay to ask God a question. The question that I have for you in this video is, have you ever asked the Lord, Lord, what good can possibly come from this situation that I'm in? What good can possibly come from some type of bad thing that has happened to another person? How can wicked and vile things, disturbing things, despicable things that some people can do to another person or to another group of people, how can anything good come of that? Well, Romans 8:28 is a very popular passage that a lot of people know. I've talked about it on this channel before, and I focused on according to his purpose. But for this video, I'm going to focus on one particular part, and it centers around everything I just said. Let me read to you what it says. It says, "And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose." So the part that I'm focusing on is, we know that all things work together for good to those who love God. The one little thing there, all things work together for good. All things, that includes the bad things. That includes the despicable, the vile, the wicked, the disgusting. How can anything good come of those things? That is the question. Have you ever asked God that? I have. I've been through some things in my life. Man. Things that you would look at me and if you really knew him, you'd be like, how in the world are you sane? Quite frankly, the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you is something that I never dreamed that probably would have happened at the age of 17, because at that age, I had been through so much by the time I was 17 that a lot of people didn't even know about. I didn't want to live, but I'm sitting here today in front of you. God has, I'm a living witness, worked out all of the bad things that have happened to me, even in my adulthood. God has used those things for good. It says, to those who love God and who are called according to his purposes. Let me tell you an example. And then I'm going to share a few examples very briefly of people in the Bible that it's just amazing to see. Things that happen to people in the Bible, this still happens today. It's just that people aren't reading about it because everybody always want to read about all the bad things that happen to people. Don't nobody seem to want to read about the good things that happen to people. People are always looking to see the bad things that are happening. And they celebrate the bad things, but I digress. I'm sorry, I had to vent for just a second. Okay, got that out the way. Tell you a situation. This passage means so much to me. And I just want to share a testimony, and I pray that it encourages you, because you could be going through something really bad, something that's very trying, something that is really testing your faith. I took a job. I was told about a job. This was years ago. Told about a job. Said, hey, you're the one for this job, but I need to warn you. It's a good chance that the company's going out of business. I'm like, well, and it's a good job, though. You would be good at it, and I know you're the right one for it. I've even already recommended you to the CEO. And I'm looking at her like, well, I'm listening to her because she talked to me on the phone. I'm like, how is this good? What in the world? How is this good? I've shared this story before, but it's so perfect for this video. She said, it's good, and I know you're for it. And hey, it's just a possibility, but I had to tell you that it's a good chance that it may go out of business. I said, well, I got a stable job. Why would I leave a stable job and go to an unstable job? I might not like my job where I'm at right now, and I could use more money, but at least it's stable. Well, just think about it. Just think about it, pray about it. And I said, well, all right. And I had a lot of high regard for this person. I prayed about it. Y'all know God told me to take that job. I said, okay, Lord, I don't understand it. I really don't. But the Bible says all things work together for good to those who love God. Love God. What does love God mean? What does that really mean? Jesus says, if you love me, you obey my commands. He told me, take the job. He told me, he said, take the job. They're going to need you. That's exactly what he said. And I took the job, y'all. Didn't make no sense. Well, I lost the job. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, I didn't lose the job. The job was already told to me that it was a good chance it was going to be closing and that I would not have a job. The fact is that I didn't really lose the job, and this is hindsight. But the thing is that I fulfilled an assignment. So he gave me something to do at a job. And it was a terrible thing though, because at that time, it was like, money was real funny. And it was like, okay, so what do I do? I filed unemployment. You know how you do. But in a nutshell, guys, by following God's command and being obedient, loving him enough to be obedient, that bad thing that happened, losing a job and being without a job for a little while, turned out to be the best thing for me. He worked out something bad, and it was really tough. It was an extremely stressful time. But I wound up, he led me there to fulfill an assignment that led me to another employer that wound up being the best employer that I've ever had. Because increase after increase kept coming. I've been through some things in my life where I've been victimized, where I have been just abused. But God even worked those things out for good, in that he uses me to help so many people. And even in helping the people, it's like that makes me feel good. And on top of that, he's used these opportunities that he's given me, and I've taken them as a way to provide for me in my livelihood. And not just my livelihood, but joy. The joy that I get from helping people. Because some of the things that I've gone through in my life, there's so many things that I can relate to so many people on so many different levels, because I know what pain is. I know what emotional pain is. I know what threats and abuse, I know what that's like. Never been physically tortured, but I still know pain. Nonetheless, God has used these things for good. And they have been called according to his purposes. You might be going through something, my friend, and you're thinking, how in the world can anything good come of this? How in the world? I'm a living witness that it does, and it can, and it will. And you may not see it for a long time, but it will come to pass. I am a living witness, and there are people that are in the Bible: Joseph, Daniel, Mary, Ruth. These people, they went through some things. Read about it in the description box. Go back and look at those scripts. But the tips are, don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Believe this testimony that sits before you. I'm a living, breathing, walking testimony of the fact that so many bad things can lead to so many good things. It can. It does. So I just want to just tell you that don't question him in as much as why, but just say, Lord, what is it that you would have me to learn from this? What is it that you want me to see? How can what this is happening to me be used to help other people? The focus cannot be on all the bad things that are happening to us. The focus has to be on what are the good things that can come from all of the bad that has happened to us. You see, that is the way. that I look at things. You might say, well, it was easier for you. You don't know what I've been through. No, I don't. But, I've been through some things, guys. As they say, I'm so glad I don't look like what I have been through. And I kid you not, I'm not supposed to be sitting before you today. He does work all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. Be encouraged. And until the next video, take care. Bye now.